Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you enjoy long-form, story-driven updates about your favorite stars, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and tap the join button to support the channel. Today we're diving into a carefully reported, human look at two names who always light up the conversation, Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç. The headlines have been noisy: new looks, new roles, old partnerships, and a wave of curiosity about what they truly think of one another. I'll walk you through what's changed, what's planned, and why this moment could become a turning point for both careers. Let's start with Elçin Sangu's pause, and why it mattered. After a whirlwind run of projects, she quietly stepped back. It wasn't a retirement, it wasn't a crisis, it was the kind of recalibration many performers rarely get to do in public. Industry chatter at the time framed it as caution after a project drew mixed reactions. Anyone who loves this business knows the feeling. You give months of your life to a story, then watch the internet judge it in an evening. For an actor who cares as much as Elçin does, that can bruise confidence. Rather than rush into the next offer, she chose to slow down, reassess, and sharpen her criteria. Not every script deserves your best years. She waited for one that did. Then came the visible shift, a bold new look. The change of hair, lighter, brighter, wasn't just cosmetic. It functioned like a reset button, a way to tell casting directors and audiences, I'm entering a different chapter. Some viewers drew quick comparisons to Sinem Kobel simply because of color and styling. Others argued that the energy felt distinctly Elçin, playful when she wants, steely when she needs. What made the transformation interesting wasn't the shade itself but the timing. It aligned with reports that she had settled on a project she believed in and wanted the exterior to match the interior. Refresh the palette, reset the roles she might be offered, and approach the screen with fresh framing. That brings us to the new work. According to production side whispers, Elçin Sangu has committed to a drama with scope, a character-driven script, layered dialogue, and a creative team with the patience to let scenes breathe. Opposite her, the name drawing equal attention is Engin an actor defined by gravitas and control. If you put Elçin's mercurial warmth opposite Engin's grounded intensity, you can imagine the electricity in a two-hander scene. Early rehearsal anecdotes, nothing spoiler-heavy, suggest table reads that run long because the cast wants to keep playing with silence and subtext, not just the words. That's usually a good sign. It means the project is built for performance, not just plot twists. The choice of partner here is crucial. Elçin has always excelled when the person across from her brings weight. She can go bright, brittle, or quiet on a dime, and that versatility looks best when it has a counterbalance. Engin, for his part, thrives in landscapes of moral complexity, characters who must make difficult choices in front of our eyes. Imagine those temperaments in a scene about trust, or ambition, or the cost of success. You start to see why she waited. Now, the question many fans ask in every comment section: where does Barış Arduç fit in this picture? The answer is both simple and telling. He isn't in this project, at least not in front of the camera. But his shadow is everywhere, in the best possible way. The public memory of their partnership is unusually strong. They built one of those rare on-screen dynamics that survives trends, platforms, and algorithm shifts. Because of that, any new move by either of them invites the same reflex: what does the other think? Here's what we can say without dramatics: Barış has been consistently respectful and encouraging when asked about Elçin's work. In recent remarks, he praised her persistence, her taste in material, and her ability to reappear at precisely the moment she's most needed. That matters. In an industry that sometimes pits former co-leads against each other for clicks, a simple, generous endorsement cuts through the noise. Fans read that as a blessing, permission to be excited without carrying old expectations into a new story. It's worth remembering why Elçin and Barış still command such loyalty as a duo. Beyond warmth and timing, they practiced something rarer: balance. She could steal a scene with a micro-expression. He knew when to leave her the frame and when to reclaim it. He could anchor a sequence with quiet certainty, she knew when to press and when to retreat. Together, they created a rhythm that felt lived in, not staged. When an audience experiences that level of give and take, they keep asking for it, even years later. But growth means choosing the unknown over the familiar. That's what makes Elçin's current moment so compelling. She didn't grab the loudest offer, she waited for material that would ask new questions of her craft. She didn't cling to comfort, she changed her look, her schedule, and her map. She didn't sprint toward the first premiere date, she built from the table read outward, layer by layer. And the result, if the early signals are right, will be a role that draws on her intelligence as much as her charm, her restraint as much as her radiance. Let's talk process, because it's one of Elçin's edges. People love to discuss her style, but the real story is how she prepares. She's the kind of actor who annotates. Margins packed with arrows and tiny questions, emotional beats numbered like choreography, research notes taped inside the script cover. Ask anyone who has directed her, she will try the scene your way first, then ask for one more take, her way, without making a fuss about it. If you're lucky, you keep both in the edit and discover that the contrast gives the sequence breath. Engin works differently, less annotated, more intuitive, but he shares a rule with Elçin: the audience must feel like they're eavesdropping on real life. That requires silence as much as speech, stillness as much as movement. Which is why early reports of long, no-phone rehearsals are encouraging. When actors voluntarily extend their prep without prodding, it usually means they believe the payoff is there. And what about the style shift? The blonde era everyone debated for weeks? In practice, it's doing its job. It unlocked a visual shorthand for the character she's building now. Light hair, darker wardrobe, modern lines, minimal accessories, a person who doesn't need to shout to be heard. Changing hair isn't magic, it's a tool. It tells the costume department which cuts will sing. It tells the DP how to shape light around cheekbones and jawline. It tells the audience, before a single line is spoken, that the person on screen is not the one you think you already know. I can already hear the next question: will Elçin and Barış share a screen again? The honest answer is that possibilities are easier to imagine when both artists keep leveling up. Every strong project expands the range of roles they can play together in the future. If they reunite, it shouldn't be to recreate a past hit, it should be to test new chemistry under different conditions, older characters, higher stakes, quieter storytelling. That's how legacies are built, not by repetition, but by reinvention. Meanwhile, Barış Arduç continues to do what sustains long careers. He picks roles that let him exercise control without strangling spontaneity, toggling between intensity and ease. When he speaks about colleagues, Elçin included, he does so with the respect of someone who has seen how hard it is to make something that lasts. That steadiness is part of why fans trust him when he sends good wishes toward a project he's not in. It's not performative courtesy, it's a signal that he understands the ecology of the business. When one of us delivers, all of us get better scripts next season. So what should you watch for as Elçin's new drama moves from set to trailer to release? First, the spaces between lines. If the editors honor the performances, you'll notice how often she communicates without speaking. Second, the way she and Engin share power inside a scene. If they truly clicked, neither will need to dominate, they'll hand tension back and forth like a live wire. Third, the restraint of the score. If the producers trust the acting, the music will support, not smother. And finally, the press strategy. If the team stays disciplined, no overexposure, just a few strong interviews at the right time, you'll know they're letting the work sell itself. One more note, because it matters, public curiosity should be met with public boundaries. Speculation about private lives is inevitable, but it doesn't have to become the point. Both Elçin Sangu and Barış Arduç have shown that you can be generous to fans while keeping your life yours. The reward for that restraint is time. Time to learn, to risk, to fail and recalibrate without a tabloid live stream. The healthiest fandoms are the ones that cheer the craft first. If you've made it this far, here's what I'd love from you. In the comments, tell me which Elçin performance made you a believer and which Barış scene you still replay when you need to feel something real. Are you excited to see Elçin opposite Engin Altan Dizayatan? And what kind of dynamic are you hoping for? Rivals who respect each other, partners under pressure, strangers who collide at the worst possible moment? Your picks help shape what we break down next. Thank you so much for watching. If this analysis helped you see the moment more clearly, hit like, subscribe for more deep dives, and share this video with a friend who's counting the days to the first trailer. I'll be here as the rollout continues, tracking the rehearsal whispers, the festival dates, and yes, the first reviews, so you don't have to.